Welcome back and welcome to the vlog once again. More taxi content for you today, mainly because I really hadn't anticipated using this as a daily driver. And if you don't really know why I'm using it as a daily driver, you can click something and find out the reasons. My Range Rover Sport imploded and I need to try and fix it. So what I've been doing at the moment is trying to sort out this thing. Like I said, I haven't really planned on using this as a daily driver, but it is actually rather useful. One of the things I just have had to do, and I need to double check this, is my brake light. So I had an issue with the brake light, but I love this. So I've wired my top light up to, yeah, it comes on. Every time I unlock the car, it comes on. I wired up to the interior light at the front there, so that works. One thing that doesn't work or hadn't worked before now was brake lights. So for some reason this brake light was out, and the lights in general, to be honest, are giving me a bit of a pain because there's a error light on the dashboard that's flashing, so I need to kind of work out why that is. And at the same time, there's some water in this lens. So I'm going to take this off and just try and dry it out, make sure that the seal's all right there, and if the seal's buggered, I'll have to try and order a new one. It's obviously an 8mm. Do I have an 8mm with me? No, I have a 10mm. Fuck's sakes. The light's out and the the seal seems to be okay on it, but I just have noticed, you can see that I could house a fish in here. I also noticed that there was a, get that out, that there was a nut missing, holding it down, so I reckon that was just allowing the water in. I don't think there's a problem with the seal, I just think that there wasn't enough pressure holding it down. So what I'm going to do is I found a nut that will go on there, tighten that up. I'm going to remove any of as much of the moisture as I can, and I have some new LED brake lights because I'm missing a brake light, so I'm going to fit that now. That's all back in. I couldn't really get much moisture out of there because you can't actually get access to the lens, but I did pour everything out, so I'm hoping that will be enough. And I have fitted, this is a problem as well, so I've got the rust hole there, as you can see, but I reckon I can cut out that whole panel and just bosh in a new one, but that's not my problem for today. It's cosmetic, it's fine. It's not a problem for today, but this is. So the rear lighting loom, I was missing a brake light, not ideal, and so I've fitted these Philips rip-off bulbs, as they're called. They're not, they're just fucking expensive. So this is a red LED bulb, 40 quid for the two. 40 fucking quid. But I've got properly bright brake lights now, which is a bonus. I would change all of them out, but can you imagine? Fuck me, buy a new taxi. So I've changed the LED one on that side as well. So both brake lights are now brighter LED ones, and I've tested them and they work fine. Yes. What I might actually do though, not right this moment, but I might change the rear main lights to LEDs as well. I just want them to be super, super bright. I'm really not bothered about the indicators or the reverse lights because they're bright enough and they should be fine like that. But just for driving and stuff, especially as the winter comes, it might be nice to have some brighter bulbs. For safety purposes. Speaking of safety purposes, I reckon lighting a candle will be more useful than using my headlights, so I need to have a look at those. I want to order some more, but they come with I've checked online, and one, they're fucking expensive. It's about 180 euros for the two, but I need them. I'll show you why I need them, because these are not good. Look at it. I don't know if they're so powerful that it burn holes in them, but they're pretty fucked on both sides. So yeah, and not just that, I don't think the alignment's very good, to be honest. I don't think that's right. Is this one? Oh, it's better. It's better. Let's pop the bonnet. I wish this thing had a carbon bonnet. It's friggin'. I mean that's weighty. Weighty. I know I complain about the Audi and the accessibility to headlights, but that's just fucking stupid. We're supposed to get in there. No. All right, I'm gonna have to put this down. So it looks like I have to take the airbox out, which isn't such a bad job. I mean, it's just one tiny little Jubilee clip, which isn't a problem, which is a bonus actually, because I have just ordered a full service kit for this as well. So I've got an air filter coming, fuel filter coming, air filter, fuel filter, oil filter. I'm not changing the plugs, the glow plugs, because it starts really well. I've got a new battery, so it should be fine. I got some oil on the way, so full service for this. It's coming soon, so I can actually take this out and have a look and see if it looks like it's not been used in ages. Piece of piss as well, just remove the mass airflow sensor. I'd imagine that's what it is. It looks like it, mass airflow, right. Jubilee clip off, and then it should just come out of these. Just come out of these. And just, let me, 1 second. Ta-da! One TX4 taxi airbox. So I'm gonna quickly, whoa. I'm going to quickly spin these off. They look sketch. I'm going to spin these off and just have a quick look at the state of it. I'm changing anyway, but at least I can't do it now. But, you know, I'm just going to have a look. I'm curious. I kind of just want to know if it's really minging or not. It will kind of give me a sense of when the last time it was serviced was. I'll have a look. Unscrew these bad boys. The screws aren't actually too bad. Using the right screwdriver tends to help, but they don't seem to, as much as they look rusty, they look like they feel like they've come out recently. So that gives me a bit more faith that this won't be, what's the bets? Do you reckon it's going to be completely minging or not? We'll soon see. One more bolt, one more nut, one more screw. Oh, we out. We're not out. Right, ready? Oh, okay. Yeah, it could do with a change. Right, I'll show you. Let's have a look. I mean, it's not the worst I've ever seen, but it's pretty ming, right? It's pretty ming, and yeah, I mean, good. I'm glad I've ordered one and it needs doing, because yeah, okay. Entirely pointless, really, because it hasn't arrived yet, and I've literally only just ordered it, so I'm gonna have to put it back together as the shit one anyway. But you know what I mean. At least I know it's valuable. The steering on this is really interesting as well, and obviously if you know about the TX4s in general, the taxis, they've got a really good steering turning circle, because they have to, but this is where your steering rack comes right down from the front, then it goes down there into the really weird steering thing. Oh, this is not a technical term for it in any way, but that's what it goes into, and that helps with the steering, and then it all links to the complicated, or fairly complicated, mechanical steering system down there. So interesting. But at least now I have access to the lights. In my fact-finding mission, I have found out that headlight is what I would refer to as fucked. I will tell you why. There's a bit of glare here, hopefully you can see, but we've got this one at the bottom there that is has got a tab on it. Now the one at the top here is missing the tab, so the tab is completely broken off. So I know it's hard to see because the light's a bit short, and there's no tab at the bottom there. So this headlight is held in with one tiny little nut, and it's not actually doing anything. The back, it's just buggered. Everything about it doesn't work properly. There isn't anything on there that is working correctly. So I'll get those ordered. It's getting dark, and again, like I wasn't planning on driving this every single day, so that wasn't necessarily a problem. But I am driving this every single day. I am daily driving this taxi, and so I need to make sure that I can actually see when I'm going places. So I did replace the bulbs when I first got it, because I thought that might be the problem, but it clearly isn't. It's just those lights are absolutely buggered, and I'd imagine on the same on this side, although it's fitted. I think, well, I'm not going to replace just one and not the other, because these the lenses are all broken on this as well. So I'll go and order some of those, and yeah, that may solve my problems. But at least I know that I've ordered these service parts. They should arrive in a couple of days, and then I can get a service done on this. It's fairly simple for the most part, and I'll show you why. The diesel filter sits here, and that actually looks in really good condition, so it's fairly easy to change. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that difficult. And where's the oil filter? Hello, little turbo. Hello, how are you? This is like an episode of Where's Wally, right? Can you spot the oil filter? Bear in mind, I'll zoom out slightly by just moving. This is the engine bay. Diesel filter, easy, done. Fuel filter, oil filter, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Oh, can you see it? There she is, just under here. So I don't know how accessible that is, other than I can't obviously turn it with my friggin' hand, but how I am supposed to, or maybe I'll come in from the bottom and come up here and get it. But I see that as my biggest challenge right now, that tucked in there. Unless, yeah, I don't know, I probably have done it. I was going to ask you guys, but I probably would have done it by that point, so I'll have to figure it out. So the air filter's back in, that's ready to be changed when that arrives. I've checked all the other fluids, and other than, I mean, that's not even low, it's in between, that's the coolant and in between medium, minimum and maximum, so it's kind of middle ground, so that's just fine. But I will top that up when, so I get some new parts. Everything else looks actually fine. Oil is a bit dirty, so good job, we're going to change it. Other than that, everything seems all right, he says. Alternator belt seems fine. In fact, alternator looks pretty decent nick in general. Yeah, so service parts. I need to go in and order these. I'm actually going to see if I can order them from the same place where I am getting the service parts from. So I'm going to quickly run in now and see if they'll let me order those. Yeah, and so then let's run in now. I might see if they've got see if I can get a new badge for that as well. Jobs are good. So I'll see you guys in 2 seconds when the parts are arrived. By the magic of movie and television. Ha ha. Right, so some of the stuff for the full service has arrived. Actually everything apart from the main thing that I actually need, which is the oil. So I can't actually do a lot of this stuff, but what I am going to do is I'm going to go and quickly change the wiper blades. I was going to do this whole thing, and you were supposed to get a video. In fact, tonight, it's Thursday. I've not been too well, so I'm going to soldier on, just fit these wiper blades, because let's face it, that ain't exactly a task. And then as soon as this oil arrives, I can crack on with some more of this stuff. If you've never changed wiper blades before, it's really fucking simple. You just do this. This sits in this plastic thing and just this metal bit here. All you've got to do is yank it like this, up that way, and then pull it down like that. It comes out. Super easy. Sometimes you don't get these plastic bits on the new ones. You should do, but sometimes you don't. It just shows here that you do. So replace it the same way, over that way, slip it in, and that should go in there. Cue one-handed. First one on and in. I will actually touch up the wiper arms as well, you know, clear up the little rust bits, but for the moment, open off. Nice old crusty. I'll quickly do the other side. Job's a good one. Fresh wipers. So I'll quickly switch over the air filter as well. You see the difference between the old one and the new one. It is disgusting. Old one, new one. Old one, new one. Can you tell the difference? I think it was time to change it, don't you? I got carried away again, didn't I? So I removed the radio because it doesn't have MP3. It does have MP3, it doesn't have Bluetooth, sorry. Nice little unit, nothing wrong with it. For the old school style, it's a little CD player, good condition. Anyone want to buy it? No one uses it? No. But it doesn't have Bluetooth, so that's my main issue right now. I need Bluetooth. So that's coming out. But then I thought, well, while I'm at it, I may as well remove this because it's in need of a touch-up. At least I could just give it a touch-up and make it look a bit better. So I might cover that in something or just paint it or whatever. A couple of cracks on it, which I think I'll just stick some super glue on just to make sure it's all right. I'm tempted to get some of that rock bed, you know, the truck bed stuff, super hard wearing, spray over that maybe. We'll see. Anyway, that's off for me to cover. But then I noticed how minging this is. Look how dirty this is. So I want to take this off and clean this up. So I reckon just give it a proper nice spring clean will make it loads better. So I got all these things off. This is like a bottom tray bit that slots in, so all of this can come out and get a proper, look at that, just a bit of a clean up. Be careful, obviously, that's electronics on there, don't want to fuck that up. But you know, there's a ton to clean up and sort out, so I'm just going to do it piece by piece and yeah, try and get it a bit fresher and a bit more nice in here. My main concern was obviously getting the service done so it could all be running properly and everything, but I can't go too crazy because I still need to use it. So this is what I'm trying to do, piece by piece, a little bit of time. But at least we've got the air filter on now. I just need to wait for the oil to arrive, then I can jack it up, do the oil change, put the new filter on, and I'll do the diesel filter at the same time. But Amazon haven't let me know when that's arriving, so how do I know? So I'll crack on with some other bits while I'm going. Seems I have a real inability to just stick to task. Obviously, I know what's coming up, so I was like, well, I'll just crack on with removing some bits, because that will be a good idea. I've removed some bits. Right, you can actually see, in fact, this is coming off. So that's out. I've also removed the carpet. It just slots out, so that was easy. There's a little section that ties it down there with 3 that were only actually 1 screw in there, so that came out. That's for the back of the air ducting, everything like that. The dashboard, I have to say, is coming out because I'd like to cover it, so I'm going to see if I can cover this, but I need to fill the holes in first. I'm going to do that. I had to take the steering wheel off to get the rest of the dash out. The dash is a piece of piss to get out. It's like 1, 2, 3 screws there, about 4, 5 screws in the middle. I already had the main stuff out. I cleaned everything that came out of there as well, and I'm going to spray around some of the facade stuff, whatever you would call it, the trim, because it looks a bit manky. So I'm going to do that, but I really wanted to get the dash out, but there are some holes in the top where they're just screwed in screws, so I'm going to fill those holes in while I'm in here. So there we go, dashboard out. I did remove that. That's a piece of piss. It's literally just a little clip. You push the little clips in there and pull that out, just because it makes it easy to pull it out. I also removed the gauge cluster. That was 4 Phillips screws, because again, that just makes it easy to come out. But everything is actually really simple to get out. At least we'll see if it goes that way, come back in. As you can see, there's just a massive buildup of dust, everything like that. So I don't want to clean all this before I put it back in, but in doing so I noticed a major fucking problem. Like, well, it's fixable, but it's a problem. I was putting stuff in the back thinking, oh, I'll just store stuff in here because there's plenty of space, isn't there, if I can store stuff in here. Then I checked this. The hole that I'd already seen in the sill, I inspected. I thought, well, I'll stick a screwdriver on it. That will really be a good idea. Wasn't a good idea. Fuck. Bonuses though, I've checked online, it's 81 quid for a new sill, so I can deal with that. Shipped to me, so it's probably about 100 and something quid to get it over to me. And it's fairly, I've had a check. Everything, all the trim's easy to take off. You can do that and replace the entire thing, so not a problem. So I'm not too stressed about that, to be perfectly honest. I mean, it looks pretty bad, but I'm not too stressed. I'm not gonna, and it's, if you can see here, it's fully hidden anyway, and it's painted like ass anyway, so it's probably been replacing some time, so I'll just get it fitted and then I can just prime over it and just spray it in black. All the trim covers it, so you're never going to see it, so whew, I think it's going to be alright. But here's the dashboard out. Like, it's not massively complicated or anything like that, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sand down some of these. I'm going to take the vent covers off. Might see if I can order some new ones. I don't know if new ones exist or old new ones. Try and get those out anyway, because they'll get in the way. So I'm going to try and get those out the way, and I will then fill these, just so they're not quite as wholly. Simple. So I actually managed to get a bit more done than I thought. So I filled in all the holes, sanded it all the filler down. I'm using plastic filler, so it's for bumpers and stuff, so it makes it a bit more flexible, which is good. But yeah, that's now ready for, it doesn't have to be perfect because it is getting covered. I just wanted to fill in the holes so there was nothing coming through. So yeah, that's ready. I've sanded the rest of it down now, and the material should arrive tomorrow, and then I'll attempt, if the sticky stuff arrives to stick it down with, to cover it. Maybe. We'll see. So as you can see, I got a bit carried away again, didn't I? This video was supposed to be just about doing my service, but I didn't even finish my service. Instead, I just ripped it all apart. Fuck's sake. But I'll give you the lowdown on the plans. So there is at this point there is method to this sort of semi-madness that's going on, and I'll explain why. So I want to concentrate on obviously getting everything here sorted. I understand there's a hole in this sill and that's important. That's definitely on my list very, very soon. But I'm gonna tidy all of this up, clean all of behind it, make it really nice inside here. I'm then gonna cover the dashboard tomorrow, so that's sorted. I'll spray the interior trim, so that's a bit nicer as well. I do want to sort out these door cards as well. I hate this kind of like off grey, but I don't know what I'm going to do with those next. So I'll see how the dashboard turns out and see if I can do something with those. What I'm also going to do is cover the interior A-pillar and B-pillar trim here, although I have broken a little bit off the clip here, which is useful, so I'll have to find a way of actually securing that. Nice one. And on top of that, I will be sorting out this rather dirty, awful coloured headliner. So I want to sort that out and everything as well. So I'm going to change and cover all of this stuff. So I'll see how that turns out. The only other thing I'm going to do, I say only other thing, it's not really the only other thing, is it, Ross? One of the other things I'm doing is this back panel here. I don't know if you can remove it, but I'd imagine you could. But again, I don't really like the colour of this. It's all like this really awful plastic. But I can unscrew everything off it. So I'm going to unscrew everything off this back panel, try and remove it. Everything seems to be fairly removable in this. It's one kind of bonus of it, I have to say. And then I'm going to spray it with bed liner. So if you've seen that kind of truck bed liner, it gets like really hard wearing, but it's a nice black, so all up here will be nice and fresh. I have to kind of figure out what I need to do with this. It's yeah, I need to figure out what I'm going to do with this. I might even spray this with bed liner as well, all the way up to this point. Yeah, and then work out how to get this just a bit better. If I can make center console section that sits inside here and I can screw it in, that will be perfect, but I don't really know what I'm going to use yet. So that's something I haven't figured out, but I have got coming tomorrow, and that's new carpet. So I'm going to take everything out, hoover it all up, and it comes with adhesive as well, so again I can spray it all out on a roller. He's being noisy, isn't he? And then really fit really nice new carpet in there too. There's enough carpet so I can do the rear as well. It's got 11 meters. Well, that should be fucking plenty, shouldn't it? So hopefully, given some time, I should be able to, I'm going to concentrate on the first up front, make sure that's nice, and then I can move to the back. But yeah, tidy it all up, fix everything. Oh, and I got a new head unit for it as well. Cheap. It's some knockoff, unbranded, 30 quid it cost, £30. 34 euros I think it was. but it's Bluetooth, which is all I wanted. I don't really care about anything else. I don't really think that matters. So especially with these speakers. So yeah, perfect. And the last thing on the list then is this friggin' seat. I want to do something new with the seat. Either change it. I'd love the Recaro. There's one on eBay right now for 150 quid, but they need to be shipped here and everything. But that's the final thing. If I got the Recaro, which would be nice, I'd have to retrim it and everything anyway. So I'll work out what to do. But that does need doing as well, because that will really be like the finishing part. If everything else is then done and everything's nice, and that's that, I wouldn't mind something that's a bit more comfortable to sit my arse on if I'm going to spend a lot of time in it, you know. And then I'm going to move on to the back, and again I'll kind of see how I go with everything. I'm going to keep the orange highlights because I quite like those, but these, for example, and these covers, I might spray. This definitely I think I'm going to spray in the bed liner. I think I'm going to spray the bottoms and these as well, because they'll be, again, it's quite hard wearing and they'll be there. I'm going to keep the layout pretty much the same. I just want to redo it so it looks nicer. So yeah, probably bed lining spray. I'll probably recover these seats at some point, but not for now. Then yeah, headliner needs doing in here, so I need to sort out something for that, which I've got some material, so hopefully that will do. And then yeah, maybe the B pillars, not the B pillars, equivalent C pillars back here, the whole trim around that needs doing, that side. And then yeah, work out what to do with these side bits and stuff like that. So not much to do really. Once I get the front bit done, I'll be a bit more confident with what I'm doing, maybe like mess it up. And once I've got the front bit done, in the meantime I'll also get that sill. I need to order one of those, and hopefully all the other bits arrive so I can start cracking on with finishing up the service on it as well, because I mean the good thing is I can't drive it if it's in that state, so service isn't so important. Anyway, I'm going to cut you there. You've heard me waffling enough. Hopefully I'll be able to get cracking with some of this stuff as bits arrive and I can motor on with it, because I enjoy a tinker. And yeah, we'll see you on the next episode of What the Fuck Have I Done to Yet Another Car. Can I finish this one? Maybe.